I do have a regular video coming, but I'm just running into all types of issues. I've been unnaturally busy, so it's coming. Don't worry. I have a vlog. I had a vlog already recorded, but I just recorded a whole new one last week, and it's coming. I'm doing my best. So, anyways, I did want to just talk about Love Is Blind while I just ate and I'm at the gym, and I need my food to digest. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk about Love Is Blind. Um, so I wish I had a snack. It's kind of awkward without a snack. I'm gonna chew some gum. That's what I'm gonna do. I am going to chew some gum if I can get it. So anyways, Love Is Blind. So I'm only gonna talk about Chelsea and Jimmy and AD and Clay. So happy for Amy and Johnny, but I mean their story's not that interesting. They were just a happy couple. So Chelsea and Jimmy gags me from the moment the episode started. Because the way they ended it, I was thinking, oh, Chelsea's gonna say she's not ready to get married, like with the long pause and everything. And then of course she was ready to get married. I don't know why I didn't think like they just edited it that way. But Jimmy, that was kind of messed up because I would have understood him leaving. First of all, I understand him not wanting to be with her in general, but he should have been said that. He knew he wanted to leave after that big argument they had about him hanging out with his girlfriends or whatever and him being gone for an hour and a half. That whole argument, he knew he didn't want to be with her no more after that. But he tried to stick it out. Why? I feel like when you're on a show like Love Is Blind, that's the perfect time not to stick it out. Like, if you're meant to be together, y'all really shouldn't be having that much friction in the beginning. And for him to have that whole day with her, and she was like, we were just picking out our reception song, and now you're telling me you don't even want to walk out with me? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. That's one argument. I was like, oh, she had every right to be mad because he's tripping. Like, you could have told me this morning, and he's like, oh, I have to tell you when I feel it. So you mean to tell me you just this feeling just arose in you? You didn't think about it 15, 20 minutes, an hour ago. Like, so he was very much weird for that. And I want us to stop acting like Chelsea is not pretty because Chelsea is pretty. Does she look like Megan Fox? Not really. I can kind of see it with the with the blue eyes, but Chelsea is pretty. So I feel like we need to shift that narrative. And honestly, looks wise, they're kind of very on par with each other. So that was pretty much it for that. But I do respect Jimmy more because he did not do what Clay did. Clay, so let's be honest. I knew Clay was gonna say no at the altar. It was obvious from when they had that conversation in the kitchen when he was like, so why does it have to be on this timeline? Because we're on a show called Love Is Blind where you get married at the end. That's why it has to be on this timeline. Because we both signed up. And let me see my camera. Is my camera dirty? Because we both signed up for this show called Love Is Blind where you get married at the end. That's why we have to be on a certain timeline. Because that was the whole point. So when they had that conversation, I was like, oh, he's not ready. He's gonna say no. Period. And AD should have knew that too. But listen, I'm gonna say a lot of what AD should have known or what she should have could have did, but I don't have much room to talk about AD because just let's dial back maybe one or two lives ago about Love Is Blind. I was literally defending Clay. So I have just as bad a taste in men as AD has. Honestly, if you look at the men I've dated in the past, very much giving Clay as far as the vibe. Not as far as their looks, but as far as like not being ready to commit, blaming all their issues on their parents and their past and all that. Very much similar to Clay. So I just want to make it clear, I do not have room to judge AD for going forward thinking they were going to be together forever. Especially because his words were giving we're going to be together forever, but his some about his actions was off, and it's easy for me to see it from the outside looking in, but when you're in the situation, I get why she was not picking up on it. But i I just, the one thing that irritated me about Clay, and I feel like, so the Clay AD situation, it got me so heated. I was so triggered because it was like looking in the mirror, because that's one thing I'm gonna say black men do it, but I don't, all men might do it, but I've only ever dated black men, so I gotta speak for what I know. But He was hyping her up. You've helped me do this. I've changed for you. This, that, the third. Hyping her all the way up. Like, basically, like, you're the best girl I've ever talked to. Like, just going in, but can't commit. But cannot commit. I don't get that. Like, it's like, I don't know what it is, but a lot of men do that. They like use you up emotionally. They like drain you of all your energy. Even when you try to get away from them, they still they can kind of sense it and they bring you back in to kind of drain you of your energy, but they never want to commit. I don't get it. And I was picking that up from Clay. The whole time he was talking about her, everything he was saying about her, it was like what she does for him. She's this, she's that. She does all this for me. What are you doing for her? But using her as your therapist. So I could kind of tell when he was talking, I was like, he's not about to marry this girl. And it was like looking in the mirror. It was like looking at situations I done been in. Like, I cannot tell you how many times a man has had a heart to heart to me when he's like, you are the one. You're it for me. Period. Still does me wrong. Still won't commit. So I'm like, I don't know. It's time for my sisters to stand up. Me included. Because it was crazy. I put on my little Instagram note. I was like, Clay got me wanting to cut my man off because this is really triggering because it looks too much like situations I've been in. So I was just super annoyed with him. I feel like his mom knew he was gonna say no at the altar because when they got up to the gate and she was like, what did she say? She was like, either way it goes, it's cool. Like, what you mean either way it goes? You know he about to say no. And personally, for me, I put this on TikTok. AD, she's such a graceful woman. Because me, if a man, so listen, I can take, like, you could disrespect me and I will not react in person in front of you. I'll react later on. Um, and you could cuss me, like, you could do a bunch of stuff, but being embarrassed, that's where I draw the line. He embarrassed her for no reason. He been knew he wasn't gonna marry her. He should have been told her that. And that's where I would have been heated. That's where I would have been heated. And when she was like, I don't want to bash him because I love this man. I'm like, never love nobody that much. Never love nobody. I don't even love family that much. So are you gonna embarrass me and I have no reaction? You crazy. Well, she had a reaction. She cried and stuff, but I'm like, nah, I would have been going off. They would have had to cut the cameras because I would have been going off. Like, he had no business waiting that long to tell her that he didn't want to be married. And she just, I don't know. Also, can we sidebar? 80s makeup, hated it. Hated it. Apparently, someone said that they found the person that does the makeup and hair for Love Is Blind, and they said that she wanted to do her own makeup, which, I mean, it did look very much like makeup she does. This I was like, did she do her own makeup? But for me, it was the lipstick color. People was talking about the lash coming off. I'm like, that's small stuff. The lipstick color was awful. That was not a good lipstick choice for her. That's not a good lipstick choice for anybody, honestly. I did not like her lipstick and I didn't love her dress. AD has a nice body, so she could wear a sack and she would still look good in it. But I personally would not have picked that dress because it gave very much Fashion Nova. Like, literally, I've seen stuff like that on Fashion Nova. And honestly, I didn't like any of the dresses that the girls was picking. Like, the ones they was trying on, I didn't like none of them. I was like, could never be on this show because I would not be able to find me a wedding dress. So yeah. Anyways, I didn't like her look that day. Um, but yeah, I would have been going off in the back and it would have been bad for Clay. He would not have been able to, I would not have allowed him to come talk to me after. And by now, I'm sure everybody has seen that I guess they were together on Thanksgiving. I don't like the verbiage of they spent Thanksgiving together. This is where I'm going to defend AD. Because if they live in the same city and they cool, she could have just stopped through on Thanksgiving. That don't mean they spent Thanksgiving together. And that don't mean they're still dating. She might have, maybe they cool, she just stopped by. But listen, I'm a dummy just like her. So that's why I'm justifying this behavior. So maybe I'm wrong because I'm a dummy just like AD and I probably would have stopped through his house on Thanksgiving too. Honestly, Clay is a good looking man and they seem to have some type of chemistry. So I know that was probably hard for her. But I feel like AD, she can definitely do better than Clay. Period. She can. Like, she has a nice body, a nice personality, it seems. So she could do better, but it's like until she knows that, she gonna keep in this cycle, and I hope she don't end up in years long situationship with Clay where he just plays with her, because she said it. She was like, she don't want to be a long term fiance, and it's like, well, now you're not his fiance. Maybe you're his girlfriend, but how long y'all gonna be doing that on a show that was meant to end in marriage? And that's another thing. People like, that was honest of Clay. He knew he wasn't ready. Why did he propose? If you knew you wasn't ready for marriage, you didn't just find that out on this show. Because one thing I think I need to look it up. I think Clay is in his 30s. Honestly, he been knew he wasn't ready for marriage, because once you get about 20 something, the people around you start getting married, and you start to kind of think about if that's something you want or not. So he knew he was ready for marriage, yet he still got down on one knee, still, did all the things leading up to it, shop for a tux, all that other stuff, and went up to that altar and embarrassed that girl, and then felt bad about it and wanted her to comfort him. And listen, they say Clay is a Virgo. I've never had a personal encounter with a Virgo man, but when I was a freshman in college, me and my best friend Michaela, well, she mostly did it. She wrote a song about how much she hate Virgo men. And this how the chorus went. He's a Virgo, Virgo. That's a no, 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 no. I pull up in my Nikes because I'm solo, something like that. It was something like that. And she said they all the same, basically. They lame and they all the same. That was kind of the gist of the song. And I was like, dang, she really hates Virgos. But I never dealt with a Virgo man. But he is not putting off with a Virgo man. He is not giving them a good look. So honestly, knocking Virgo men off the list, and you should never date a Gemini man either. But that's a whole other situation. Or a man born in June, just leave him alone. Or May, don't date him in May either. But I'm getting off topic. Clay is problematic. I also think AD's mother should have seen them red flags when they was at lunch together or whatever. She was like, he's a good man, just off that one little lunch. And that's why I don't get these people's families, because you're just as delusional as your child. If y'all think you're falling in love within a couple days, and then you think you can really tell this person's personality within like a lunch date, like, I would still be skeptical. And honestly, even though I am very similar to AD, on that wedding day, I would have had my guard up personally. Like, I would have looked good and everything, but I would have prepared myself and everybody there supporting me for the possibility of him saying no, so that when he actually did, it didn't hurt so bad, because she looked really hurt. Like, I felt really bad for her, but I mean, she's coming out on top and she looked really good at the reunion. But yeah, Clay's problematic and he needs therapy, and I don't understand why he took that girl through that. He literally was trying to heal at her expense. He was using her to heal and then hurt her in the end. Like, that's crazy. And she's crazy if she still mess with him, but honestly, I can't say I haven't done nothing just as crazy. I done had a man try me over and over and over and over again, and I still talk to him to say, be a little slow. Um, I don't know what her sign is. Someone said Scorpio. My friend that I told you wrote the song about the Virgos, also a Scorpio. So I don't think that's a Scorpio. She definitely don't give Scorpio to me. Maybe she is. Maybe all Scorpios are different. But my Scorpio friend, she would have flipped tables in there. Period. She's always been. She's more fiery than me, and I'm an Aries. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna end this, and I'm gonna be like, dang, I'm gonna say something else. Oh, I'm tired of. I'm tired of them Love Is Blind cups. They take them cups everywhere. How are y'all at another restaurant and y'all still got them cups? Like, y'all don't. I get the branding, but I'm tired of them Love Is Blind cups. Y'all don't need to take them to other outside restaurants. Every time y'all drink something, it's got to be out of a Love Is Blind cup. It's irritating. Um. And yeah, shout out to Amy and Johnny. Only couple that made it. Hopefully they're still together. I'm ready for the reunion. I think this may be my final part of this, but if the reunion is good, I'll come back. But really, the only thing I really want to know is if AD and Clay still talk to each other, or like still, because I'm sure they still talk to each other. I'm almost positive they still talk to each other, because one thing about it, if they say they're friends on the reunion, and this is my last thing, if they say they're friends on the reunion, they are lying, because they have been sexual together. How many people do you know? I'm not saying like a one-time thing. How many people do you know had a sexual relationship and then they went back to being just friends? Count them. Count how many people you know did that. Because it's not a lot of them. So if they say they're just friends at the reunion, they are lying. They are definitely more than friends. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I have a new video coming on my channel. Hopefully probably not this weekend. Hopefully Monday. I hope, but if I haven't edited it by tonight, then it'll be tonight or tomorrow. But I'm going out of town this weekend, so I don't know how this will go. But yeah, I'll see y'all later.